back to another tutorial. Hope you're doing good. Thank you so much guys for always coming back. Thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate you all. I would like to introduce to you my new YouTube channels which I recently opened. In one of the channels I'll be focusing on baking, and on the other I will be focusing mainly on kids clothes. I will link the channels in the description box below. Please don't forget to subscribe and let's grow these channels together. Your subscription means a lot to me. Without further ado, let's get down to business. In today's tutorial, we'll be making this kimono dress. I'll be doing a combination of two fabrics. So these are the fabric I'm going to be using for this tutorial. I'll be mixing it up with ankra fabric. So the ankra fabric is 1 meter. Why this is 1.5 meters. This is 60 inches by length, while the African print is 45 inches. So I have my fabric folded into two. So I'll be cutting out the front and the back together. So this is the back and this is the front. They are both folded into two. I'm cutting both of them together. I'll go ahead and place the measurement. So I used the biggest part of the body to cut out the fabric. I added about 5 inches to it for ease and sewing allowance. And then I'll be adding this other fabric, the African print. I'll be adding it at the bottom of the dress. The length of my full dress is 42 inches. I have 36 inches here. I'll use the remaining 6 inches for the ankra fabric. I will place the measurement now. The shoulder measurement I'm working with is 16 inches. Divided by 2 is 8 inches. Plus ½ inch sewing allowance. I'll mark 8.5 inches here. I'm taking 3 inches for the wideness of the neck. That's the neck width. 2 inches for the back depth. And then the front depth I will mark 3 inches. I'll be cutting it out anyway. So I will go to the shoulder side here. I will mark 1 inch for shoulder slope. So I will connect the shoulder slope. Right on the shoulder slope here, I will take my armhole measurement. My round armhole measurement is 16 inches. Divided by 2 is 8 inches. So I'll make a line here. I'll look for the midpoint. That is 4 inches. I'll connect the 4 inches. For the front one, this is for the back armhole. For the front one, I will go inside by ½ inch. Connect it. This is now my chest line. This is where I'll place my bust measurement. From shoulder to bust is 10.5 inches plus sewing allowance. From shoulder to waist is 17.5 inches plus sewing allowance. And from waist to hip is 8.5 inches plus sewing allowance. So I'll go ahead and place the circumference measurement. The bust measurement I'm working with is 42 inches. Divided by 4 is 10.5 inches. So I'll mark 10.5 inches here. I'll be adding 3 inches for ease and sewing allowance. It's not fitted kimono, it's a bogus kimono dress. So I need to add the ease to it. The waist measurement I'm working with is 36 inches. Divided by 4 is 9 inches. Mark my 9 inches. Then I add 3 inches for ease as well here. I'll mark 3 inches for ease. The hip measurement is 46 inches. Divided by 4 is 11.5 inches. I will also add 3 inches to it for ease and the sewing allowance. So I'll go ahead and connect the lines from chest to waist, and then from waist to hip. So I'll mark it straight right from the hip to the bottom of the dress. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. First I will cut the back neckline. I'm not going to be cutting out the front neckline. I will be doing that later. So I'll bring the front one out. This is the front panel. So I will make sure I cut out this 1/2 inch. So I will go to the neckline here. This is 3 inches. I will be cutting this 3 inches out. That's the neckline. So I will make a line here all the way. I will make it up to the waist measurement. Then right from here, I will reduce it to 1 inch. So right from the neckline here is 3 inches. As I mark the line, I will gradually reduce it to 1 inch. So I'll go ahead and cut it out. This is the front end there. This is the back. So I'll be adding African print here. I will cut out about 3 inches. That will be later on. I'll be cutting out 6 inches for the down part. So I will join this to the upper part. I have 8 inches here plus sewing allowance. So we'll be cutting out the sleeves now. So I folded my sleeves into 2. I'll be cutting out both sleeves together, and it's a bogus sleeve. The length of my sleeve is 23 inches. So I will cut out 19 inches for this upper part. And I'll add 1 inch for sewing allowance, that is 20 inches. I'll be using the remaining 4 inches for this African print. So I'll be adding this African print to the bottom of the sleeve. Instead of me marking 8 inches, I'll mark 10 inches plus sewing allowance here. I will go down by 4 inches. Right on these 4 inches, I'll mark 10 inches or so. And I'll look for the midpoint, that is 5 inches. So I will connect it right from here. I'll connect it from here to here. And then I'll bring it all the way to the bottom of the sleeve. So I want the bottom to be 1 inch wider than the upper part. The bottom is 11 inches, while the upper part here is 10 inches. So I'll connect it right from here to the end. So I will go ahead and cut it out. The African print is 9 inches. Folded into 2 is 4.5 inches. I will use the 1/2 inch for sewing allowance. I will be attaching it at the bottom of the sleeve here. We are done with the cutting. We'll go ahead and put the fabric together. So I will take the front and the back. This is the back piece. I will take one of the front piece. Yeah, right side facing each other. And take the other one. I will go ahead and join the shoulders with 1/2 inch and join the side with 1 inch. I will join the side right from the armhole all the way to the down part and do the same thing to this other side. So I've finished joining the shoulders and the sides together. So what we're going to do next is to attach the African print to the bottom of the dress. Remember I said I'll be adding 6 inches African print to the upper part. So I cut out about 8 inches and I use 1.5 inches for folding at the bottom here. So I will use the remaining 1/2 inch to join it here. I will join this African print to the normal fabric. I'll make sure right side are facing each other. So I'll go ahead and use 1/2 inch to join them together. So I've finished joining the African print to the normal fabric. What I'm going to do next is to measure this place round. I will measure it right from here to the neckline and bring it down to the bottom. Now I'll be cutting out 3 inches. Remember I cut out 3 inches from this. Now I'll be adding the 3 inches back. So I will add it all the way from the bottom to the other side. So I will measure it. I'll measure it round to the neckline and I'll bring it down to this other side. So I have about 93 inches. So I'll be cutting out 93 inches. So this is 7 inches. Folded into 2 is 3.5 inches. I'll be using the 1/2 inches to join this to the fabric. So I've cut it out already. So I'll be joining the African print to this side. First I will use 1/2 inch to join this side. I will join it here, then turn it to the right side. So I will attach it here, start sewing it right from the bottom. Right side facing each other. Take it to the neckline. And take it to the other side. When I get to the bottom here, I will also use 1/2 inch to join it and then turn it to the right side. So after I've done that, I will also attach the print to the sleeve. So this is the 4 inches I cut out. So I will make sure right side are facing each other. Join the sleeve and the print together. So I will use 1/2 inch to join them together. Then join the sides together. I will do the same thing to the other sleeve. So guys, we're almost done with the dress. So finish attaching this to the front side, and I've also joined the sleeves together. So next is for us to attach the sleeve to the dress. I will turn the dress to the wrong side. I will take one of the sleeves and tuck it inside. I will match the side seam together, right side facing each other. So I will join the sleeve to the dress. I will do the same thing for the other side. I will sew it round. So guys, this is the finished look of our kimono dress. This is the down part. This is the sleeve. You can use either fabric for the belt. You can use the African print or you use the plain fabric to create the belt. So guys, we have come to the end of today's tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. If you find my tutorial helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up. I'll see you guys in my next one. Love you. Bye.